Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to High Quality Trades, the channel where I give you my highest quality technical analysis on the stock market, and we go over simple support and resistance levels, trend line breaks, and pattern formations. And I give you the price targets of where price should be headed in the coming days. Alright guys, so let's get into it. In this video, we will be going over Coinbase, XOM, and Berkshire Hathaway. So first up, we got Coinbase on the 4-hour time frame. On Friday, Coinbase managed to close at 196.29. It reached a high of 199.10 and a low of 189.78. We were positive 2.06% on the day. Okay, so what is price currently doing? Well, it does look like Coinbase has reached the bottom of this trend channel that it's currently in. And then it has come up to test the middle of the price channel at this descending trend line here. It is forming an ascending triangle pattern here on the 4-hour that if this breaks to the upside, it does put price pushing towards the 210.91 level. Then ultimately it will meet resistance here at this downward sloping trend line. And if we break above this level, then that is a bullish signal for further price upwards momentum towards the 230.36 level. So that's the bullish scenario for next week. But if price does not manage to break above this descending trend line at the middle of this price channel, and then we break down out of this ascending triangle pattern, then that would put price falling. If we just take the opening of the triangle pattern and say it breaks down somewhere around here, that does put price falling back down to the lower level of this trend channel, and then possibly if we get a full pattern completion, it would fall all the way down to 152.45, which would be a very bearish signal for Coinbase, because then it would put it falling out of its trend channel that it's been in for quite some time. It looks like this channel started back in March of 2024. So the most likely scenario is we break above the middle of this trend channel and then push towards the upper level of this price channel. Okay, so that's what price is currently doing on Coinbase. Let's go over XOM. XOM has managed to stay above its ascending trend line here. It did have a fake out through most of last week, but we did manage to get back above this trend line, which was a bullish signal for price to push up to this 119.98 level. This will be the third test in the past few weeks of this resistance level. So if it breaks, that would be very bullish for price to push up to our next resistance level at 123.72. But there is a theory in the market that every time a support or resistance line is tested, it gets weaker. So it is possible that this test here will be unsuccessful, and then we can come back down to this trend line here, and then maybe it will fail as support, and then we'll fall lower in the coming days to weeks. Ultimately, we're just going to have to see which way price decides to go. Let's look at the daily chart ever so quickly. So we have gotten our first green bar on the MACD on the daily chart. This actually is a very bullish signal for price to continue pushing higher and actually break its 119.98 resistance level. So let's look at this stock in the next 2 to 3 days, and we'll see what XOM has done, and then it'll probably signal further bullish price action. But if it does not, then we'll reevaluate our technical analysis at that time. Alright guys, so that is it for XOM. Let's go over Berkshire Hathaway. And yeah, we can stay out on the daily actually. So Berkshire Hathaway has managed to stay above this descending trend line of the pennant pattern that it's been in for quite some time. So once we broke out of this, we had an explosive move to the upside. But we have given back all those gains, and we've gone back down to retest the upper descending trend line of the pennant. Okay, so since we've managed to test it as support and then push higher off of it, we're now looking for price, if we go into the 4-hour, to come up to this downward sloping trend line. And if price manages to break above this trend line, that's very bullish for price to continue moving higher on Berkshire Hathaway. We will first need to break resistance here at 443.95. Then we can go test the highs here of 449.26. But that's what I'm looking for price to do in the coming days to weeks. In the coming days. We'll go over a bearish scenario just in case, though. So if Berkshire Hathaway comes up to this trend line and it holds as resistance, then we will be falling back down towards 430.01. And if this level breaks, then we will be falling all the way down to 424.36. So those are the next support levels on Berkshire Hathaway. Ultimately, it does look like we'll have support at this 200 period moving average on the 4-hour. What is the daily MACD doing? Well, it's trying to stay above the zero line here, creating smaller bars on the histogram. If this actually turns green, that's very bullish, and the blue line get back above the orange line. That would be a continuation of this bullish trend, and it could signal price pushing all the way up to that 450 level and even higher. I do believe if we go out further on the daily time frame, this actually looks like a bull flag pattern that would complete somewhere upwards of 480, I believe. If we take the flagpole from the top of the candle there and move it over, it did signal price upwards of 184. But that's probably more towards the end of the year or in the next couple months. Alright guys, so those are updates on those stocks. I wish you the best in your trading. Thank you for watching high quality trades, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.